Whether they're made to entertain you or to educate you, all good video games engage you. They motivate you as a player and draw you into the game, giving the game a better chance of succeeding at its purpose. Because player engagement is so important, game designers and researchers have worked to improve the game experience, developing rules and principles for good game design and mechanics. New and traditional input devices have been studied as well, but generally in the context of usability and performance. These factors no doubt contribute to player engagement, but does the game controller affect the player more deeply than that? The input device is the player's only means of affecting their game environment. Just as the tools we have can change how we see the world and our place in it, the choice of input device may influence players in a similar way. To investigate the link between player engagement and input device, we performed a study comparing 3 different game controllers in a custom-made video game. We found that the choice of controller not only affects player motivation and how players feel about the game environment, but also how players perceive and feel about themselves as part of the game world. Our findings reveal that these in-game personalities can affect player engagement in a number of ways and have broad implications at every level of game design. Our study consisted of a simple 3D game where players collected flying objects. Collecting 10 items before the end of a wave would speed the player to a new wave, though the game would always end after 5 minutes. The game was stripped of all dramatic elements such as characters and story arc, so that the only difference in the 3 conditions was how the game was controlled, either with an Xbox controller, the PlayStation Move, or the Microsoft Kinect. We used 4 standardized questionnaires to measure a player's affective state at different stages of the experiment. Our results show a number of significant differences between controller types. For instance, players felt more capable, that the game was easier, and that the controls were most intuitive with the PlayStation Move. However, players felt more self-motivated and felt more enjoyment when using the Microsoft Kinect. These are just 2 examples from our comparative data that demonstrate how important it is to match the controller to the intended game experience and the intended emotional state of the player. Furthermore, our results show that in-game personality characteristics are an important part of a positive gameplay experience and are essential to better understanding the player experience. Given how important it is for games to motivate, entertain, and engage, the way a player feels about themselves while playing should be considered not only when selecting a game controller, but when designing all aspects of a game.